This is Everyday Tension. Real stories based on real experiences about everyday conflicts people rarely talk about. This story was shared anonymously. If you'd like, you can support the channel by liking or subscribing and let me know in the comments where you're listening from. Here's what happened.
I had Milo for 12 years, since I was 12. She was a little brown mutt, shaky from the start. We got her from a guy outside a grocery store. She fit in my coat pocket. My mum said no at first, but I cried. I think she said yes because my dad had left that year. Milo was there for that. She licked my face when I couldn't stop crying. She was always anxious. Vacuum cleaners, doorbells, plastic bags. But with me, she was calm. She slept on my bed every night. Her weight on my feet was how I knew I was home. I met Sam at a party when I was 20. He was funny. He made me laugh without trying too hard. He had a good job already, which my mum liked. He was polite. He remembered birthdays. For a long time, that felt like enough. The first time he came over, Milo hid under the coffee table. He didn't even look at her. He said hello to my mum, shook her hand, sat on the couch. I remember pointing her out. That's Milo. He glanced over and said, "Cute," and then asked my mum about her work. I thought it was fine. Maybe he was nervous. He said he loved dogs. He told a story about a golden retriever he had as a kid. I believed him. Later, when we were alone, I asked if he wanted to give her a treat. He said, "Maybe next time. I don't want to overwhelm her." It sounded considerate. That's how it was for 3 years. Milo eventually got used to him. She'd come out when he was over, sniff his shoes. Sometimes she'd put her head on his knee. He'd pat her head once or twice, then move his hand away. His touch was stiff. I told myself some people just aren't natural with animals. It didn't have to be a big deal. The problems were small things at first. He'd lose things. He borrowed a book of mine and left it on a bus. He used my favorite scarf and spilled coffee on it. He'd say sorry, but it was a quick sorry. Like it was a minor inconvenience for both of us. I'd get upset. He'd get defensive. It would blow over in a day. I started keeping my things separate. I told myself it was just a habit. He was forgetful. The real shift happened when Milo got sick. She was 11 then. She stopped eating. One morning, her right eye was swollen shut. It looked terrible. I panicked. I don't have a car. I called Sam. He sounded annoyed when I explained. He said he had a meeting. I said it was an emergency. He came, but he was quiet the whole drive. The vet said it was a severe tooth abscess. They had to drain it. There was a wound on her cheek they left open to heal. I had to give her antibiotics twice a day and clean the wound with a saline wash. It was messy. She was in pain. She'd whimper when I touched it. For 2 weeks, my life was work, then Milo. I'd come home, make her soft food, give her the pill, clean the wound. She'd just lie on her bed, looking at me with her one good eye. I was scared. She's old. Infections can be bad for old dogs. Sam wanted to hang out. I'd tell him I couldn't leave her. He'd offer to come over. He'd sit on my couch while I was on the floor with Milo, trying to get her to take her medicine. I'd talk about her. She ate a little more today, or the swelling is going down. He'd just nod. Sometimes he'd look at his phone. One night, he said it. "You know, you talk about that dog more than you talk about us." I was crouched on the floor with a wet cloth. I stopped. "She's sick, Sam. I know she's sick, but it's been 2 weeks. It's just a dog. She's not just a dog to me." He sighed, a long, heavy sigh. "I get it, but we haven't gone out. We haven't done anything. I feel like I'm competing for your attention." I didn't know what to say. I felt guilty, but also angry. Competing with a sick animal. I just said, "She needs me right now." Whatever, he said. He left not long after. That should have been it. A big, bright, red flag. But when Milo got better, things went back to normal. Sam was nice again. We went to dinners. He was attentive. I convinced myself I had been too focused on Milo. I made an effort to not talk about her so much when we were together. It felt like walking on eggshells, but I told myself it was compromise. My mum wanted to visit her parents, my grandparents, a few states over, a 3-day trip. I was excited. I hadn't seen them in ages. The first person I called was my friend Alex. He's had dogs his whole life. Milo knows him. He's her backup person. I asked him if he could stay at my apartment for the 3 days. He said yes immediately. I told Sam about the trip over dinner. I said Alex was watching Milo. His face changed. Alex? Why Alex? Because he knows her. She's comfortable with him. And I'm not? It's not that. It's just easier. Alex said there's no reason. I was also rare. Is not that? He said. His voice was tight. I'm your boyfriend. I love Milo. I want to help. I love Milo. He'd never said that. Not once in 3 years. The words sounded strange coming from his mouth. Hollow. Sam, it's not a big deal. Alex already said yes. It is a big deal to me. It feels like you don't trust me. You always push me away from her. Maybe if you gave me a chance, we could bond. I felt backed into a corner. He was making it about trust. About us. The guilt came back. Had I been unfair? Had I not given him a chance because I was so protective? Maybe this was my fault. Okay, I said, slowly. Okay, if you really want to. But you have to follow her routine. She eats at 7 and 5. She needs one long walk in the evening, but only on the leash. She gets scared. She can't be left alone outside. Not ever. Of course, he said. He smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. I know how to take care of a dog. I gave him the keys 2 days before I left. I walked him through everything. I showed him where her food was, her medicine. She had arthritis pills now. Her favorite toy. I wrote it all down on a list. I texted Alex and told him, sorry, but Sam was going to do it. Alex texted back, you sure? I said I was. The first day the trip was fine. I called him in the morning. He said Milo ate her breakfast. He said they were going to watch TV. It sounded fine. The second day, I called in the afternoon. We made small talk. Then he said, casually, like he was commenting on the weather, you know, Milo really likes to stay outside. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? I've been letting her hang out on the patio. She just sits by the door and watches the birds. It's cute. Sam, I don't have a patio. I have a balcony on the 3rd floor. It's not enclosed. Yeah, the balcony. She likes it out there. Is she out there now? Yeah. I check on her every hour or so. She's fine. My heart was hammering. My sweet, anxious dog, who was scared of wind, left alone on a 3rd floor balcony for hours? Sam, you need to bring her in right now. She can't be out there alone. She could jump. She could get scared and slip. She's not going to jump. She's just sitting there. You're overreacting. Bring her in now. I don't think I'd ever yelled at him before. I heard a huff. Fine. Jeez. He came back to the phone. She's inside. Happy? I'm coming home. What? Don't be ridiculous. We have one more day. I'm coming home right now. I hung up. I told my mom. Her face went pale. We packed in 5 minutes. The 3-hour drive felt like 10. I tried calling Sam. He didn't answer. I texted, is Milo inside? No reply. We got to my apartment at 9. The lights were on. I fumbled with my keys. I burst in, calling her name. Sam was sitting on my couch. He stood up. Hey, you're back early. Where is she? She's around. Where is Milo, Sam? He shifted on his feet. So, she might have gotten out. The room tilted. What? I let her out on the balcony, like before. I went to get a drink, and when I came back, she was gone. How? How was she gone? I guess she jumped. Or fell. The balcony railing isn't that high. I couldn't breathe. I ran to the balcony. It was a 3-story drop to a concrete parking area below. There was no sign of her. Did you look for her? My voice was a whisper. I went down and looked around for a bit. I didn't see her. She must have run off. I turned and looked at him. He looked inconvenienced, annoyed, not scared, not horrified. You left her out there after I told you not to. You left her alone. I told you. I checked on her. You left my dog outside and she's gone. I screamed it. My mum put a hand on my arm. Sam's face hardened. It's just a dog. We can get another one. That's when something in me broke. I pointed to the door. Get out. Get your things and get out. You're kicking me out over a stupid dog? Get out. He left. I slammed the door and locked it. Then I slid down to the floor and sobbed. My mum called the police to file a missing pet report. That was the start. I didn't sleep that night. I blocked Sam on everything. Phone, social media, everything. I didn't want to hear his excuses. My world shrank to one task: find Milo. The next 2 weeks were a blur of exhaustion. I printed 500 posters. I walked for miles every day before work and after, calling her name until my voice was hoarse. I went to every shelter in a 50-mile radius. I posted on every local Facebook group, next door, every lost pet site I could find. I offered a reward. People were kind. Strangers would message me saying they'd seen a brown dog near a park or by the river. I'd go check every time. It was never her. I kept seeing her face, her trusting eyes. I imagined her scared, hurt, alone. The guilt was physical. A constant ache in my chest. I had handed her to him. I had ignored every sign because I didn't want to cause a fight. My need for a quiet life had cost my best friend her safety. Then he showed up, a week after it happened. I was coming back from putting up posters covered in dirt and sweat, and he was leaning against his car outside my building. "We need to talk," he said. I tried to walk past him. No, he grabbed my arm. "Just listen." I shook him off. "Don't touch me." "Fine. I came to get my stuff. My hoodie. My charger. I threw it all out." His eyes widened. "You what?" "I threw it in a dumpster. It's gone." Like Milo. He stared at me. Then his expression changed. It got softer, pleading. "Come on. Please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It was an accident. Forgive me. We can work through this." I was so tired to my bones. A part of me, a stupid, weak part, wanted to say yes. To have the fight be over, to not feel this crushing loneliness and fear every second, to have someone tell me it would be okay. So I said, "I'll forgive you, if you tell me the truth, the whole truth, right now." His face went blank for a second. Then he looked me straight in the eye. "If I'm going to be honest," he said, his voice calm, "you won't forgive me." It felt like being punched. All the air left my lungs. The worst possibilities I'd been pushing away came rushing in. Had he hurt her? Had he let her go on purpose? I started to cry. I couldn't help it. Sobs just racked my body. He watched me cry. Then he said, "You should really get over it. She was old anyway. But look, if you want her back so badly, get back together with me. Prove you forgive me. And when I trust that you really mean it, maybe you can see her again." The words didn't make sense at first. They swirled in my head. Get back together. When I trust you. See her again. He knew where she was. He had her, or he knew where she was. This wasn't an accident. He had taken my dog. He was using her as leverage to get me back. The exhaustion vanished, burned away by pure white-hot rage. "Get off my property," I said, my voice shaking. "Now." "Think about it," he said. He got in his car and drove away. I stood there, trembling. He knew and he wasn't telling me. My dog was out there, maybe hurt, and he was using her to control me. I called the police again. I told them everything. They said it was a civil matter, a pet custody thing. They couldn't do anything. I felt hopeless. Then, 3 hours later, my phone rang. An unknown number. A woman's voice. "Hi, I think I found your dog. I saw your poster. She's here, by the side of the road near the old mill. She won't let me near her. She seems like she's in pain." I drove so fast. My mum followed in her car. It was getting dark, and there, in the weeds by the ditch, was a small brown shape. It was Milo, but it didn't look like her. She was matted, covered in mud. She was lying down, her head on her paws. When I called her name, she lifted her head slowly. She whined, a thin, pained sound. I approached slowly, talking to her. When I got close, I saw she was trembling. I picked her up as gently as I could. She yelped. I started crying again. We took her straight to the emergency vet. She was dehydrated. She had lost weight, and the x-rays showed 2 broken ribs. The vet said the breaks were recent, consistent with a fall or a kick. They had to keep her overnight on fluids and pain medication. I sat in the waiting room. The rage was gone, replaced by a cold, hard clarity. This was not an accident. He had left her outside, she had fallen or jumped, and she had been missing, injured, for over a week. And he had known. He had let me search, let me suffer, while he waited for me to break down and come back to him. I called the police from the vet's office. This time I had evidence. A vet report of broken ribs, a witness who found her. I filed a report for animal cruelty. I pressed charges. The legal stuff is still happening. It's slow. He's denying it. Says she ran away, and he had no idea. Says the ribs must have happened while she was lost. The police are investigating. My lawyer says we have a good case. It's draining. Every meeting, every phone call, brings it all back. Milo is home now. She sleeps a lot. She's on pain medication. She follows me from room to room, even more than before. If I get up to go to the bathroom, she struggles to her feet and follows me, then lies down with a sigh at my feet. She's afraid of the balcony door. If I even walk near it, she shrinks back. I don't know if I'll ever get over the guilt. I look at her and I see my own failure to protect her. I see the 2 weeks of her being alone and hurt. I should have known. I should have seen Sam for what he was. The signs were there, the annoyance, the jealousy, the carelessness with things that were important to me. I chose to see the good parts, the easy parts, because I wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted it to work. I don't cry much anymore. I just feel tired and heavy. I go to work, I take care of Milo, I talk to my lawyer, I come home. It's quiet. Sometimes my phone will buzz, and for a split second, my heart will jump. A stupid, conditioned part of me thinks it might be him, with some new explanation, some new way to pull me back in. But it's never him. It's just a notification, or my mom, or Alex checking in. Alex asks if I want to hang out. I usually say no. I don't have the energy. He brought over a casserole last week. He didn't stay. He just said he was glad Milo was back. He didn't say, "I told you so." I'm grateful for that. The relationship is over. The legal thing will eventually be over. But this feeling, this weight, I don't think that has an end date. It just is. I wake up with it. I go to bed with it. Milo sleeps on my feet, and I listen to her breathe, and I wonder how much time we have left together, and I hope it's enough to make up for what I let happen. I just hope she knows I'm sorry. I hope she knows I'm never letting anyone near her again.